gave you a test on the whole thing, it would be an F for everybody because you haven't even read the page yet. So this is actually a step of preview. It's something that you do first, and then you go back and read the whole thing. And people always say, you mean there's something else I have to do? I'd rather just read it. But the purpose for this, and this is kind of where I'll end with this, and by the way, let me go ahead and start the sign-in sheet if you would, is this. When people read the sentences that I showed you first and they go back and learn them, everything else they read, once they start reading this, all these details fits into what they've already learned. It's almost like they took a bunch of folders, labeled them, and every fact they just sort of stick in the right place. And usually when you do that first and go back, everything just sort of fits into your brain and you remember it a lot better. That's the purpose behind this. And so again, it's almost too late for now because your finals are just a couple weeks away, but for spring, when you first get into a class that has a big textbook and you think, I remember that reading in layers method, take one page, read the first sentence of each paragraph and sentences with bold print words, just that. And when you're done, you'll either think, wow, I got a lot of important information from that, which means that that book is probably good to use this for, or you'll get to the end of that and you'll think, I have no idea what I just read. And the reason is because in that book, it may be that the first sentence of each paragraph, for example, is just an introduction, and the main important points are way down further, so then this won't work. So you can figure out really easily whether it sort of clicks or not. Okay, any questions on this one? All right. Okay, this is from an anatomy book. I don't know if you've had anatomy or not, but that's like a separate foreign language that you have to learn. And the information on this page, which you'd never know unless somebody told you or you had background, is actually about the brain, different parts of the brain. And this, as you look at the top, you see that it's from page 408 to 410. That's 3 pages. How could I fit 3 pages worth of textbook material on here? It's because the rest of it was all diagrams of the brain. So this is the actual text from 3 pages. Now, let me read a small part of this, and then I'll get to the point behind giving it to you. The white matter underlying the cortex consists of myelinated and unmyelinated axons extending in 3 principal directions. 1. Association fibers transmit nerve impulses between gyri in the same hemisphere. 2. Commissural fibers transmit impulses. And already I'm getting a headache, and I'm thinking, are you kidding? To learn this, not only do you have a dictionary beside you, but this is only 3 pages out of a 30-page chapter. So can you imagine learning 10 times this much to get ready for a test? It's pretty overwhelming. Well, rather than learning it this way, by just reading it and then going over and over and over it, there's another way that I think you're going to find kind of interesting to learn this, and it has to do with outlining. And so I want you to keep that handout in front of you for just a minute, and I'm going to give you another handout that I want you to compare with that one. And then I'm going to do an exercise with you and see how all of you were incredibly sharp on that first one. So now my expectations are really high for you, so that may be dangerous. Take a look at this right beside your other one, kind of back and forth. Okay, as you see on the original page, the actual text, there are 2 main topics on that page, which are white matter and